my kindergarten dolphins. We are going to begin today with some reading. So this morning we are going to do a couple different things. We're going to be using our Toss It library book. This is the library book for this unit. This was in the packet that we delivered to your house. Your version is black and white and it's called Toss It. So check that out. Make sure you have that with you for today. And we're going to need our practice pages. So let's talk about what we're going to do with these materials, and then we'll get right into it. So today we have two different objectives. So let's go over them. I'll start and you repeat. Objective is what we are going to learn. Okay, our first objective says, I can decode words. We talked about this yesterday in class and in our videos. Decoding is where we see the word written down. So we're going to see it in our books, we're going to see it in our practice pages, and we have to use what we know about our letter sounds to sound out the word, to figure out what it says. Our second objective says, I can read with expression. We also talked about this yesterday. We don't want to sound like robots when we read. We want to say the sentences with expression. That's going to let the reader know exactly what we're talking about and what's going on in the story. And it's going to let me know that you know what those sentences mean. Because sometimes we read words and we don't even know what we're reading. But we want to make sure that we are fluent readers, that we are reading with expression, and that we sound like we really know what we're talking about. Because we do. So let's go ahead and get started. We're actually going to warm up today with our practice pages. And our focus with our practice pages is going to be ending sound. We want to warm up our ears, not just on beginning sound, but on ending sound too. And it's important that we know how to read words that end in letter T, not just words that begin with it. So let's get started. Go ahead and grab your practice pages and a pencil, and we're going to be doing two practice pages together to warm up. Okay, our first practice page today is going to be practice page 55. Practice page 55. Now, we have already gone past this page, but we didn't do it yet. So make sure that you have the correct page out, practice page 55. Now, it has some dotted lines, but we're actually not going to cut these words out. I don't want you to lose these words. I want you to be able to practice reading them, so we're going to keep them in our book. The directions say that we're going to add a final T. That means a T at the end of each word. And you're supposed to cut them out and be able to slide them through the computer, kind of like we did with Icky's TV. But I actually want to keep them in our practice pages book so that we can read them more easily and practice reading them over and over again. What you can do if you want to add something to the computer screen is you can pick one of these words to write on the screen after we're done sounding them out. All right? So you don't need scissors, we just need a pencil. So we're going to begin with our name at the top. And the first word is already done for us. They already put a T at the end of the word. So I'm going to just trace this word, and then I'll be able to sound it out and decode it, figure out what it says. I'm going to really try and blend my sounds together smoothly so that I can hear the word right away. Cat. 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 That word says cat. Does it begin with T? It ends in T. All these words are going to end in T. Now my next word, it has an S and an A already. I'm going to trace those, and I'm going to see what that says. Sa. That's not a word. Let's add a T to the end and see what it actually says. So I added my T, and now I'm going to put all the sounds together. Sat. Sat. Sat, like I sat down. Sat. Very nice. So do you see what we're doing? We're adding a T to each word and then reading it. Let's do the next one. This word also begins with the letter S. I'm going to trace that. And my letter I. So this time it doesn't say sa, it says si. Si. Let's add a T to the end and see what word it actually is. sit, sit, like sit down, sit. So we have sit and sat and cat so far. Let's try this word. Ooh, this one has 3 letters. So I'm going to trace my letters, L, I, and S. Whoops. And then I'm going to sound out what they say already. Liss. Liss. That's not really a word by itself. Let's add a T to the end and see what the word actually is. Okay, I added my T. List. 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 We wrote list. Very nice. Let's do the bottom word here, and then we'll go back to our second row. Now this word also has 3 letters, and it begins with an L, but instead of having an I, it has an A in it. So let's sound out what that would say. Lass. Lass. Kind of like Lass the lion, but that had 2 S's. So this is not a word by itself. We're going to add a T and see what the word actually is. Last. Last. Hey, we read that word the other day when we were reading the story about Tic Tac and Tock playing tag, and who was it and who was last. Last. And now we wrote it. Great work. Let's go up to our next row, and we'll start at the top. This word also has 3 letters and begins with an L. L-O-S. So we have L-I-S, L-A-S. Now we have L-O-S, and we need to add a T. Loss. Loss with 2 S's is a word. Like if you didn't win, it was a loss. But loss with 1 S, that's not a word by itself. So we're going to add another T. Lost. Lost. Like, I lost my dog. I didn't. He's just downstairs. Lost. So we have cat, set, sit, list, last, lost. Let's go to our next word. This one also starts with letter L, but it only has 2 letters. Ah. L and O. Law. Law. We need to add a T to that. Let's add a T and see what it really says. Lot. 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 Very nice. I think our next few words might rhyme with that word. Let's see if we can make some rhyming words. This time we have a D at the beginning. I'm going to trace my D and trace my O. D-ah. Duh. We need to add a T to that. Dot. Dot. And just like I thought, that rhymes with lot, because they both have the same middle and ending sounds. The ot sound. Lot. Dot. Let's do our next word. Our next word starts with letter G. And it has that G sound. G. Ah. Ga. We need a T there. Got. Got. Very nice. That rhymes with dot and lot as well. And our last word here that we're going to add a T to, we have a C, an O, and an S. I'm going to trace those. K-os. Cost. Cost. It needs a T. Let's add the T. Cost. Cost. Like, my dinner cost $10. Cost. Very nice. Let's read through all the words now. Cat. Sat. Sit. List. Last. pairs in there. I wonder if you can go through and find some more of the rhyming pairs. All right, we're going to do one more practice page, and then we're going to read our library book. I have to flip forward a few pages to practice page 58. All right, on this practice page, we're just listening for the ending sound. So on our last practice page, we added in the ending sound. Now we have three options. We have T, G, and D. That's right. Go ahead and trace those. Oh, I forgot my name. So I trace my T, my G, and my D. Notice these are all lowercase letters. That's because these are the letters that are going to be at the end of a word. Do we ever have a capital at the end of the word? No, we don't have a capital at the end. We only have uppercase at the beginning of a sentence or if it's a name. The last letter in a word, that ending sound, that's not going to be a capital letter. So we need to use lowercase letters. We're going to say each word and then listen for the ending sound. The first one is already done for us. This is a picture of a pig. Pig. P-ig. And they said the ending sound is G. P-ig. Hear how that G sound is at the end? We're going to look at our next one and try it out ourselves. Here we have a cat. Cat. What is the ending sound in cat? K-a-t. It's letter T. Very good. So I'm going to write my lowercase t on the lines. Let's look at the dog. Dog. What is our ending sound in dog? Dog. Just like pig, it is a G. Very good. Just like pig, they both have that G sound at the end. Okay, let's look at our first picture in the second row. This is a bed. Bed. What is our ending sound in bed? B-ed. B-ed. It is a letter D. That one can be kind of tricky, especially when you're thinking about D and T. D, T. They sound a little bit different. And bed ends in D, not in T. So be careful as you listen to the D sound and the T sound. Here we have a picture of a cot. Cot. What do we hear at the end of cot? K-a-t. That is a T sound. Very good. That is a T sound. Do you hear how it's different than the D sound? They're a little bit different. The T sound, t, t. You make more with your teeth. T. The D sound, d. You have to use your tongue. D. It's a little bit different. Let's look at our next picture. Tent. Tent. What do we hear at the end of tent? That word has the same beginning and ending sound. T, N, T. It starts and ends with letter T. All right, let's go look down at our last row. Our first picture is a foot. Foot. What do we hear at the end of foot? That is also a letter T. Nice job. What about a hand? Hand. And. Not a T. That one is letter D. That one is letter D. Hand. And our last one, a leg. 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 That's letter G, just like dog and pig. Leg. Nice work. I think our ears are definitely warmed up and we're ready to read our library book. So make sure you have your Toss It book with you now. If you want to color in the pages, you're welcome to do so. But our main goal is decoding and reading with expression. All right, so here we are with our story, Toss It. What do you think the word toss means? Toss means like to throw something. And I see that they are using a frisbee. Tic Tac and Talk are throwing a frisbee. So after I read the title, Toss It, I was able to look at the picture and kind of get a hint about what was going on. Remember that we don't want to use the picture to try and guess the words. We want to read the words first and then use the picture as a clue. So I read Toss It, and now I see they're playing with a frisbee. So we're going to read this first page. Toss, toss it, toss it. Now, do you think if you wanted someone to throw you the frisbee, you would say it just like that? Toss it. No, you might say, toss it. Toss it. It looks like Tack is yelling back to Tick saying, toss it. She wants Tick to toss her the frisbee. So remember, we're working on reading with expression. Now that I decoded the words, I'm going to read it again with expression. Toss it. Now I'm going to decode the next sentence. I see my first memory word, it. Cost. Cost. It cost. Remember when we see the letter A by itself, we can say a lot. Okay, I decoded my words. Now I'm going to go back and read the sentence smoothly. It cost a lot. But remember, we're reading with expression. I'm going to take a look at the picture and kind of see what's going on. I see that Tick is holding the frisbee. It looks like she doesn't want to toss it. And Talk and Tack are waiting for her to toss it to them. Remember, Tack said, toss it. It looks like maybe Tick is nervous about tossing the frisbee because it cost a lot of money. Maybe she's worried that it will get damaged. So now I'm going to read the sentence with expression, knowing what's going on here. It cost a lot. Maybe that's how Tick would say it, trying to let her friends know that she's worried. Okay, I'm going to start with decoding. Toss. Toss. I notice here that toss has two S's, but I'm just saying this out once, remember? And here's my memory word, it. And there's a period, so new sentence. Toss. It. But is that how I want to read it? No. I see Talk and Tack are now really excited. They're waving to Tick. Toss it! Toss it! Does Tick seem like she wants to? She seems a little nervous still. I wonder what's going to happen next. It looks like she was able to toss it! And does she look nervous anymore? No, she looks pretty happy now. I wonder how the game will go. Uh-oh. Let's see what Tick says. I'm going to decode first. It is lost. It is lost. Now, if I had just looked at the picture, would I know that that's what the sentence says? I might have thought that there was a word in there like tree or stuck. But Tick is saying, it is lost. Oh no, that's what she was worried about. She was worried that something would happen. It cost a lot. She's saying, it is lost. Oh man. I wonder how they're going to get it down. Looks like they're figuring something out. Let's see what they did. Tack. Tack. Got. Got. A log. Tack got a log. Let's read it with expression now, because it looks like they're really trying. Tack got a log. Does it look like it worked? Not quite. She's reaching up, but she can't quite get it. Let's see what they tried next. I'm going to decode first. Talk. Talk. Got. Got. Ooh, here's a big word. I'm going to try blending some of my beginning sounds together. St. I. L. Ts. Stilts. Stilts. That one's a tough word. You can try blending the ST first. St. Then the IL. Ill. And then the TS. Ts. Stilts. stilts. And these are stilts. Remember, we learned about stilts with Sal. They're big, tall sticks that you can stand on that make you taller. So here's what they tried next. Talk got stilts. Does it look like it worked, though? Not quite. I wonder what's going to work. Let's see what happens next. Tick, got a cat. Tick got a cat. Tick got a cat. I wonder what she's going to do with a cat. It doesn't seem like the cat can reach up there. What do you think she's going to do with the cat? Let's see. It doesn't look like the cat's being super helpful. Let's read what it did. Here's our memory word. It sat. Ooh, another big one. Let's blend those beginning sounds. St. And then I see a word we know how to read. Ill. Ill. Still. Still. See how I blended my ST first? St. And then I saw the word ill. Still. Still. It sat still. But let's read it with expression. It sat still. Was the cat being helpful? Not really. It looks like it ran up there, but it didn't even get the Frisbee. It just laid down. Ooh, it looks like they might have figured something out. Let's read about it. Tack, got, talk. Tack got talk. Tack got talk. Based on the picture, I can see that what they're doing was working, so I read the sentence to show that it worked. Tack got talk. Got it. Tick got it. But it looks like it worked and Tick was able to get the Frisbee, so let's read our sentence with that expression. Tick got it. Tick got it. She got the Frisbee. At last. At last. At last. They were able to play with their Frisbee again. At last. Heading off together after solving their problem. And to finish the story, we have Tack and Talk saying, toss it. Toss it. They're able to play again and they know that if something happens, they can problem solve to get the Frisbee back. Great job! So today, for your homework, you're going to read me that story as best as you can, okay? Now I know it's a long one, so I want you to at least read 5 pages. If you can read the whole story, go for it. That's like superstar status. If you just want to practice with 5 pages and make sure that you're decoding and reading with expression, that's a-okay too. So practice it, see what feels comfortable for you. If you can successfully read 5 pages with expression, that means you can decode the words, put the sentences together smoothly, and read with expression showing you know what's going on in the page. Do it with those 5 pages. If you can do it with the whole story, I can't wait to hear it. Otherwise, we'll keep practicing to make sure we can get to the point of reading the whole story. All right, kindergartners, I can't wait to hear your reading. You guys are doing such great work. I'll check in with you all later, all right? Bye!